Hey guys, what is going on? Victor here with another video on how to make currency in Path of Exile. Now in a previous video I showed you how to make currency with almost no investment, where I ran 100 white tier maps without modifying them in any way. These runs took about 5 hours to complete 100 maps total, and the total profit I got from these white tier maps was 437 chaos worth of value. And from this you can calculate that my rate of currency gain was around 87 chaos per hour. For this video I kind of wanted to do a comparison between white tier maps and farming red tier maps. So in this video I'll be sharing data on loot that I got from 100 alked red tier maps in order to answer the question of why does everyone and their mothers tell you to farm red tier maps for currency. So after running 100 red tier maps, the total profit I got came out to be 1300 chaos worth of value in raw currency drops, maps, splinters, sacrificial fragments, and other high ticket items. And these 100 runs were split into 10 sessions where I ran 10 maps per session. Each session took around 30 minutes to complete for a total time spent farming of 5 hours. And from this you can calculate that my rate of currency gain was just over 260 chaos per hour, even without any exalts or divines dropping. Now the build I chose to run with for these maps was a hybrid between my Pure Fizz Scalemancer build paired with Baronite Preachers for Specters for improved clear speed, since they have the ball lightning linked to GMP, and that really helps with clearing maps in general. And you can check out my guide on how to set up a Pure Fizz Scalemancer build in order to easily progress red tier maps, as I have a video on that too. Now the most profitable encounters I came across within the 100 red tier maps were Blight, Legion, Metamorph, and Incursion Encounters. I also want to mention that I did not run any Abyss encounters because I simply did not enjoy running them in red tier maps. So when considering the profits from these runs, do take into account that I passed up a lot of potential profits that could be made from running Abyss encounters too. So let's get into the greatest source of income. The greatest source of income that I got from running these red tier maps was, interestingly enough, from over-sustaining my red tier maps. If you take a look at my data, you can see that over 800 chaos was derived from the category that was listed for my maps and splinters. So generally speaking, encounters with good loot explosions will maximize your chances of receiving more than one map from the area, as well as your profits. So let's take a look at Blight Encounters. Blight Encounters were generally easy to run with my minion build, and they were a good source of some really fantastic loot explosions that yielded quite a few red tier maps, and were a great source of oils as well, which sell really well throughout the beginning and middle of the league, as many people want to buy these oils in order to anoint their items. I also do want to mention that I got a golden oil to drop in one of my encounters, which is worth around 50 chaos currently. The next profitable encounter I came across were Legion encounters, and these are pretty easy to get going in general in terms of hitting all the statues so that the mobs would spawn. They were a little rippy because rare mobs hit like goddamn trucks in red tier maps. Pair that with a massive drop in frame rates and you're basically guaranteed to die. However, in the case that you're not playing hardcore or that you don't die from your encounter, most of the profits will be derived from the maps dropped off of the loot explosions, as well as Timeless Vol and Maraketh Splinters, which sell for half a chaos and 1 chaos each respectively. The next encounter that was super profitable and a timeless classic that I really do enjoy running were Metamorph Encounters, and these encounters allow you to pick specific items that will drop upon defeating the Metamorph boss, which makes it super profitable when there are a lot of organs that you can pick so that currencies will drop off of your boss. However, in high red tier maps, typically tier 14 and above, I did find that these bosses were very capable of one-shotting you. However, in the case that you're able to handle that, they're a very reliable source of currency and maps should they ever show up in your maps. And the last encounter that was profitable that I want to talk about were Alva's Incursions. Unlike in the previous video, I actually began running Incursions with this build because of the insane loot explosions after the encounter, which gave yield to a lot of maps and currencies as well. However, these can be super rippy in the case that you're running it in a Beyond map or if you run it in conjunction with a Delirium encounter. So that's kind of something to be mindful of when you're running Alva's incursions. And that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to check out my next video whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. Also, do check out my Twitch channel where I occasionally stream. I do try to answer all the questions that come in the comments for my YouTube videos, but can't usually guarantee that I'll answer them immediately. However, if you ever catch me on Twitch, I'll be able to give more immediate answers to whatever questions you may have. You can find me at twitch.tv/thevictor003x, where I'm usually just enjoying some music, playing Path of Exile, planning or recording footage for my next video, just basically having a good time in general. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Alchemy and a Chaos. Okay, this map is looking really good in terms of returns and profits. Sweet. I think I'm just about sustaining my maps 1-to-1 right now. And because of how I set up my atlas with the watchstones, I'm ending up on average with higher tier maps, I believe. There were a couple maps that dropped lower tier, but that's okay. It is what it is.